Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got more stock market news talking about Plug Power, the next potential Tesla, and I'll get into why I think that could happen and be a reality. But there is a lot of hype, and it is really of no surprise because it has absolutely surged in price over the just this first 2 weeks of 2021. It has gone over doubling its price. It's like up over 100% in just 2021. It's absolutely insane, and there's a lot of news to go along with that to why it's going up that fast and why it's going up like that. So we can see here, obviously this is the Robinhood chart of Plug. They're at $68.79 in the market's fully closed. Obviously a great day, another 5% return, well, 4% return on the day. Yesterday was like a 25% run for Plug on the news that they partnered with Renault, or however you would pronounce that, this car manufacturing company, a French car manufacturer. They basically have plans to produce a commercial vehicle that is a hydrogen vehicle. They want to go after the lightweight commercial vehicles like the Sprinter vans types of things that you see. And this is a big partnership for the start of Plug to do that. And Plug has made some big moves in making this type of stuff happen and making it be very profitable. They've acquired two separate hydrogen fuel creators, companies that focused on making hydrogen fuel, and they acquired two of them. So they bought two of them in the past few months. Leading up to this, they're now partnering with a car manufacturer in France, so it's going to be a European thing they're going to start with. And a big deal that this is we've seen what happened with Tesla and Tesla making cars. Electric vehicles are taking off, and I think that within the next 5 years to 5 to 10 years, we're going to see a complete shift to stuff like hydrogen fuel, electric cars, trying to get away from gas-powered cars. So I think that these types of stocks are just insanely good, and Plug is in a great place to take advantage of it. They have their own ability to manufacture the fuel cells, which is the biggest step, and then they have their own ability to make the fuel itself. They're a really self-fulfilling company to make the fuel cells, make the fuel to fuel the fuel cells, and they can deliver that fuel to what they're already doing, their forklift operations. I think it's with like Home Depot, Walmart, and Amazon they operate. They give those companies the fuel cells to run their forklifts. And then they also have a service where they'll bring the hydrogen fuel to those places, the warehouses, to fill up the forklifts whenever they need to be. So it's just like another stream of income. But they really are kind of a do-it-all company. And with jumping in with this, it's a 50-50 venture. There's supposed to be numbers coming out and them talking about future revenue and types of things on the 21st. So that's a big date to look at for Plug to see where it's going to go in the short term. I think long term, Plug is going to be great. I think hydrogen isn't right around the corner from being here, isn't something that's going to be like commercially viable for the everyday person for quite a few years. Because obviously they have to put in hydrogen fuel stations. Like, you can't just use gas stations. So the infrastructure needs to be built before you can build the real commercial use of it or the real like normal everyday people use for it. And you can see obviously it's like this is a huge headline of Plug Power cementing its place as a major hydrogen economy player. And that just recaps what I've just said. Their way their company is set up is to take complete advantage of this types of stuff, to take complete advantage of being able to make their own fuel cells, deliver and make their own fuel, hydrogen fuel, and do it all. So really take care of their customer and work out from that way. The only hurdle is with that manufacturing of cars, to get the hydrogen stations, set up everywhere, which I think is easier to be done in Europe than it is to be done like in the US. I don't think there's huge plans to be like a hydrogen economy in the US right now. Maybe there will be in the future, but as right now, I think Europe is much more like warming up to that. So more big headlines, obviously Plug rallying to their 15-year high after this car manufacturer deal. and it comes as no surprise that they've been like in penny stock territory for the last few years. This future of plug and future of hydrogen energy, with a bigger focus on green energy and renewable energy and this types of stuff, I think is going to be something that pushes this along, that gives like support from the governments, whether it be the US government or French government or different countries in the EU, kind of giving plug the help that it needs, or if it needs some like funding or things like that. Like kind of what happens with Tesla with the credits that they get for being an electric vehicle. Get support for, you know, creating that infrastructure, for getting stuff ready to be hydrogen used, and then proceed with that with their own knowledge of the fuel cells and everything. Like I said before, they are just primed to take off in an environment like this. And then finally, we can look at some of the price forecasts for plug. Now, these are a little dated because of this huge run-up of like 30% that plug's had in the past few days. These were obviously, you can see it says it based off 10 Wall Street analysts in the last 3 months. I think that they need to do an update. I know one analyst has an update, still rates as a buy and gives it a price target of $60. I don't know where they get these numbers from or why they do them, but that's where they're at with that. You can see the high is 85, average is 47, and low is 21. But like I said, we need to wait for these other analysts to come out with this new car deal. Maybe after the 21st, we'll get more clarity on that deal and see what the future holds with it and how much they plan on making and revenue and all of those numbers that mean a lot. We'll see these updated and see where analysts think it's going. But obviously, the future of hydrogen, I think, is super bright now and is more in the spotlight than it's ever been, with thoughts of like green energy and going green and making sure that it's all renewable stuff. And it's just primed to literally take off. They have everything in set. They have everything set to take advantage of these different conditions. And I think that they're going to do it. They're in the best spot in the whole industry to take advantage of it. And that's why, you know, I have plug stock and I'm planning on adding more if they have a dip at some point. You know, I'm not going to buy on these green days and stuff, but we'll see where it goes. I'm looking forward to the 21st to see where they all come out and where the revenue is looking and how the plan of this joint venture with this French car manufacturer is going. So guys, that's going to do it talking about plug. I'm super bullish on them. I think, you know, even in the short term, we might see $100 on plug. It just seems like it can do anything at this point. I do think there is the risk of being impatient of people. Obviously, this isn't going to take off tomorrow. Hydrogen economy and stuff that everyone's talking about is going to take time and infrastructure to build. I would say I've gone off of Plug's previous numbers where they said they're going to make $1 billion in 2024. They have upped that to $1.3 billion in 2024. And then we'll see where it goes with this new venture in there on the 21st. But I think there's no reason why you shouldn't be bullish on Plug. They're in prime position. So let me know what you guys think of Plug, and if you are thinking of getting in any, or if you have some. And as always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.